let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. Some big news that dropped yesterday. G1, please. Kamala Harris is now apparently in talks with Joe Rogan to appear on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Did not see this one coming.
I did not see it coming as well. I think it's a welcome development. And so just a little bit more behind the scenes. Obviously, this just broke and they didn't have much detail on it. But what they say is that, and I was actually kind of curious about this. They're like, Kamala's representatives met with Rogan's representatives. And I'm like, which representatives is exactly? Maybe his agent?
Does that mean like
as far
Jamie?
as I know. Yeah, like Jamie? Is Jamie meeting with? I would pay to see money of Jamie meeting with somebody from
Anita Dunn or whoever.
That would be fucking hilarious to me. Yeah, I mean, Joe's, again, I have no inside knowledge, but I mean, he has talked previously. He's like, has one booker and one manager. So maybe it's one of those people that has done it. But regardless, this comes on the heels of Trump saying that he would be going on Rogan. We don't know if that's true, whether he had confirmed it or any of not. Maybe it's the case that Joe was trying to say, well, if I'm going to have Trump on, I want to have both on.
Yeah.
And extended the offer. That's what most people have done who have interviewed both candidates. They've put in offers with both, and usually it's either Trump or Kamala or whatever who will accept that. In this case, though, this actually now has a chance of happening. And that would be kind of amazing. And it's funny, again, I want to come back to this. There's so many people out there who are like, oh, the internals must be bad. And I'm like, again, if you are in a 50-50 race and you want to go and reach millions of people who may not be engaging with the mainstream media, why would you not go on this podcast?
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I guess the answer is you're not confident in what you believe or in what you say. The thing is, though, Joe is not, is a curious interviewer. He doesn't usually get into some prolonged back and forth or something. He'll mostly just ask a question, sit back, and listen. So if you want to explain your actual thought process, which is what Joe Rogan, which is what Bernie Sanders did when he went on, which is what Andrew Yang did when he went on, which is what RFK Jr. did whenever he went on, I can't think of a better format to go in. And also, if you have somebody, so Joe is probably going to challenge her a little bit on some of the things that he disagrees with her on. But he is one of those people who said consistently, he's like, look, I'm mostly like liberal in many things. You know, I'm very liberal on the issue of abortion. I'm very conservative on the issue of guns. Traditionally, like, was a Democrat and all that, but I moved to Texas because of my disagreement. I mean, that would give her a format to talk to people out there who might align with his views. So I can't think of a better place to go. Not just Rogan, but any like manosphere era stuff where you think you could get at least somewhat of an honest convo, go for it. Like, if you're in a 50-50 election, you should be doing it. Mm-hmm. Everyone was dunking on Kamala for going on Call Her Daddy. I think Trump should go on Call Her Daddy.
I'm serious. How would that be? That would
absolutely.
Be incredible.
I think he should do it. He would do well. That's what I don't understand the caution. He's grew up on Howard Stern and in the New York tabloids. You think he can't handle freaking Alex Cooper? Of course he can. I mean, what are some of his best moments in these mainstream media interviews with CNN or with MSNBC, either when he spars or whenever, you know, disarms them with a joke? So anyway, that's my opinion. I think Kamala should go on the Nelk Boys. Trump should go on Call Her Daddy.
With Aiden Ross.
Absolutely. Yeah, she should. Hey, she wants to talk about crypto gambling. She can read a stake.com and
you're getting the king of the bros here. She's going straight to the top with Rogan.
It's good.
But I mean, okay, so there's a few things to say about this. First of all, it's not without risk. For sure, because yeah, I mean, Joe is not a journalist. He's not gonna do the super adversarial. I'm gonna ask you 5 times, whatever. But he has made people look stupid on his show, just kind of casually humiliated a variety of people on his show. And that is not out of the question because he's a good listener and he's a good question asker. So that's a risk for her. And we all know how she is, on her feet in these interviews, even on The View with softball questions. She can definitely screw it up. There's no doubt about it. So it's risky. I hope she does it. I think it'd be very interesting to see. I think it would be smart if she pulls it off. I think it would be intelligent. If she doesn't pull it off, then it will obviously be a mistake. The other thing I just have to comment on, though, is Saagar. You remember the way liberals smeared Bernie Sanders.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Not so much for just going on the podcast, but Joe made this comment I'll probably vote for Bernie Sanders. They were like, cool, the #1 podcast in the world said he would vote for me. Let me make a thing of that as a politician would. The number of liberals who absolutely smear, how dare you platform this racist, sexist, blah, 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 blah. who are now going to be out there like, oh, it's so great that Queen Kamala is going on with Joe Rogan. Like, I just, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for the way that these people have zero principles or values and will just turn on a dime when it suits them with their favorite candidate. So looking forward to that.
Well, you can stick with that theme actually, because what also was announced is that she will be doing a sit-down interview with Bret Baier over at Fox News for a prolonged period of time. But I think it either airs today or it airs tomorrow. I forget.
Yeah.
But the point is that previously, remember Elizabeth Warren tried to get everybody on the DNC stage to raise their hand and boycott Fox News. But now, whenever it's election time, it's like, yeah, no shit. Of course you should go on Fox News.
They've been loving Pete Buttigieg on Fox News.
Exactly.
That's like one of their favorite things. Because, I mean, he handles himself very well in the format. And so, yeah, they really love when he goes on there.
And Bernie went on Fox. He did a whole town hall with them. 3 million people watched it.
That was one of his best moments. Yeah. He did fantastic. Yeah. He had a Fox News audience cheering for him. And so, Bret Baier, he's going to frame things from kind of like a center-right perspective, but he's not going to be like wildly unfair.
Bret Baier is like a 60-minute style journalist. Yeah. Like, he's just going to sit there and be like, you used to say this about illegal immigrants. Now you say this. How do you square that? You used to say this, and now you say this. It will be, frankly, I think better than Dana Bash or any of these other people who have interviewed her. I actually thought the 60 Minutes guys, credit to them, outside of the whole editing fiasco, but the actual journalist.
Yeah, that's not the journalist,
that's not the journalist. Yeah. At least I assume so. But the actual guy who interviewed her, he did a pretty good job, right? He has a decent amount of follow-ups. Yeah. That's probably what we should expect here. And in general, you should be doing more of these things. So I keep seeing this like, oh, she must be losing and all that. I'm like, well, first of all, if you think you're losing, the best way to do it is do something drastic. So I think that's good. Even though I don't think it's all that drastic to go on any of the things. But you should always just be doing everything you possibly can to reach as many people that you can before an election. A lot of people make up their minds right now on whether they're gonna vote, who they're gonna vote for. So this is it. This is what you should be doing. Trump is doing a ton of podcasts in the lead up, and Kamala should be doing more.
Fox News has a large viewership, and not
the
all
biggest
of them,
cable news channel.
Not all of them are diehard Trump supporters. They've got their. Kamala's doing this whole, whether I like it or not, she's doing this whole Nikki Haley, Liz Cheney voter strategy, and there will be some of those people.
Oh, definitely.
Watching Fox News. So, again, it all depends. Is it a smart strategy? It all depends on how she does. I can't say that the last week's media strategy worked out particularly well for her. The 60 Minutes interview, not great. The View interview, not great. But, apparently they have enough confidence that they think that these additional media appearances can help to clean things up.
Definitely. All right. And, I suggest Trump was on Bussin' with the Boys, which is a Barstool podcast.
Oh,
That's
really?
Incredible.
Wow.
Shows you, look, they know what they're doing.
He's doing many more podcasts than he has rallies this night. This is really his
He seems to be doing like
one
and one. Yeah, look, it doesn't take that long to film, right? So it's like one of those where why not? You could set it up and you can actually make it and reach a bunch of people who are talking about college football. I wonder what the crossover is between college football in the South and Trump. It doesn't take a genius to see these things. If anything, it's crazy that it took so long for politicians to embrace podcasts.
Yeah.
It's more of a lagging thing than it is something in the former.
Yeah, true.
Right. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.